They fled across the continent. Have been at war with each other for millenniums.
Okay, Colto, let's sum up what you have just explained to us. Okay, so there was an arc, right?
Lizards.
Lizards.
Redhead.
Okay, go on with the story from where you left off.
Okay, so yes, they've been fighting for many a millennia. The wolf people, the werewolf people, and the lizard people.
Uh-huh.
This
And
is all
then
taking place during the
they're
Ice Age.
fighting. Yes, it's before the Great Ice Age War.
Okay.
So they neither side could get the upper hand. But one day they were all fighting on this giant continent, and the werewolf people had the basically the western side of the continent pretty much owned, and the lizard people had the eastern side. And then one day there was a mighty earthquake, and the continent known as Pangea split into the continents that we know today. And so the werewolf people were left on the western areas, and the lizard people were left on the eastern areas. But the lizard people are much, much more smarter than the werewolves.
Smarter, yes.
Because the werewolves depend on their strength and numbers, but the lizards are cunning, and they have quick wits. But so the lizard people basically helped that the humans, which had been basically their soldiers in their wars, get, they advanced their technology and helped them build up their
explain
society.
why they're invisible or why we can't see them?
Oh, they're not invisible. They can take the form of us, of humans, and you see in the West, the werewolf people, they also took control of some of the humans there, but they were much more slower at building up, and they created the Inca and the Aztecs and all of them, and the Native Americans that we know today.
Good old Native Americans.
Good old Native Americans.
I hate all
Then after another hundreds of years of the lizard people controlling the East and all their lands, they decided that the time was right to finally eradicate the wolf people.
And that was the British and Indian War.
There was they sent one of the greatest lizard men known to everybody, to lizard kind, was Christopher which in us human speak was Christopher Columbus.
And so Christopher is
he sailed the ocean
language.
to him and his other lizard sailors,
But there was a werewolf aboard the ship.
No, there was no werewolf on there. They were strictly lizard people. They had to make sure. But when they arrived in the Americas, it had been so long since the werewolf people had seen the lizard people, they just kind of forgot about them and was not used to them, and that's why Christopher Columbus enslaved all the Native Americans, and he called them Indians just because he fucking felt like he was a fucking lizard person. And he just murdered them, and then there was whatever that started. Then the lizard people started gaining the upper hand with on the werewolf people, and they slowly, there was long terrible wars.
What about the bird people? When did they come in?
The bird people, they weren't even fucking players yet until the 18th century.
Goddamn bird people. Taking their sweet ass time.
Taking my job.
This is beautiful. I want to know how this ends, though. I need
Is
to
somebody
know.
recording this?
I recorded most of it.
Yeah, keep going, Colton.
So, yeah, basically, they've been immortal combat for, that's why we had the French and Indian War, because when the colonists came over up in Canada, werewolves, with their being able to withstand the cold, they fled north and convinced the colonists there and even the French to go to war with Britain, which is one of the main lizard people's countries, and so there was that whole hullabaloo, and then the werewolf people came back down, and after they, whatever the whole mishap happened, they started getting into the ranks of the colonists and spreading false rumors and that, and starting a revolution, and basically started the Revolutionary War. And so early America was ran by werewolf people. George Washington, werewolf people. He was the reason why he had they always said he had wooden teeth was because he had to put something over his werewolf teeth. And so people
because those couldn't transform for whatever reason. Yeah, I heard that part.
See, he just didn't like changing that much because he wasn't one of the 9 werewolf human lords.
But
he
was ruling America.
He had to prove himself. And but basically, then sometime during the whatever life went on, the lizard people knew that they couldn't really fight the werewolf people over in America. And then, so they decided to send over agents to infiltrate America itself and maybe try to turn in on itself. And then we get to the year 1860. The lizard people had infiltrated the United States government and got one of their men, Mr. Abraham Lincoln, known to us peoples, into power. But the werewolf people knew, and they put their own guys in charge down in the South, and basically the Civil War happened.
So you're telling us that the South was the good guys in the Civil War?
Oh no, there is no good guys in this fight.
There is no good guys.
So we all know how the Civil War went. The lizard people.
The South shall rise again.
Exactly.
The werewolf.
Yeah. That's why a bunch of hillbillies are, because they live in the hills, are actually werewolf people, or the werewolf people would like to mate with us people because they couldn't keep it in their pants, and that's basically how we get hillbillies and the rednecks and that.
Oh.
So that's how Chris was born.
Hey.
Yeah, Chris, you are a mutant.
Okay, now tell us about the bird people.
The fucking bird people. Where do I even fucking begin? Alright, 1940s.
Okay.
See, there was an actual split in the bird people, or not the bird people, they're not even in this yet. The lizard people in their ranks, they had started. Oh, my phone's ringing. Hold on. Oh God, it's the lizard people. They're trying to make contact.
Oh no!
Let it ring. So the lizard people had, they had fighting within their ranks. The Council of Lizards, the COL, they were split on a lot of issues, and some of them were very radical, and some of them were no, we can't do that, and basically they split up, and the ones that were in control in the West, aka America and that, and Britain, they were decided together, but the ones that were in control in Germany, Japan, and Italy, Hitler was a lizard person, but he was one of the bad lizard persons that didn't agree with all the others. And so World War II begins, and unbeknownst to both the werewolf people, which had gone into hiding in Brazil and Mexico and Canada, the bird people had actually started rising up within Japan
Rising
the
up,
Asian
back on
countries.
the street. Okay, anyway, sorry.
And it was actually the bird people that had decided to do the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Oh. How
Makes
no,
sense
how did the
now.
bird people exactly did just funky weird sex go on, or
What?
how did the bird people come about just genetically, where like, you know?
Well, there was a meteorite. Oh, there used to be a planet called we'll call it Planet X,
Uh-huh.
and that's originally where the lizard people and werewolf people came from.
Uh-huh.
And they came and they like because you see, Planet X was made up of very various animal peoples,
Uh-huh.
and there was a huge galactic war, and Planet X was destroyed, and bits and pieces of the planet flew through space, and the one containing the lizard people landed on Earth, and the werewolf people landed on Earth, and then the bird one was kind of behind, and it landed later on, and that's how they got here, was by landing on here in an asteroid, kind of like that movie Evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they got here, pretty much. And
This is amazing.
Oh, shut
that's
up!
how
You're
the
telling
bird
a story.
really fit in.
Zach, I'd appreciate it if
And-
you take this a little more seriously.
I'd shut up
Jesus
if you
Christ.
appreciate it.
That's how the bird people. What else do you want to know about?
What about modern times? What's going on with the whole situation now?
Modern times.
We're good.
Well, it was a time of peace. The werewolves have basically been pretty much eradicated. They really hold no power or influence, except in one little area of the world, sort of towards the
Australia?
east, kinda in the middle.
Uh-huh. What would that be called?
Be called the Middle East. Bitch.
The
Oh.
damn terrorists.
No.
You see, they're not full-blooded werewolf people. They're the bird people and the werewolf people. They're genetic babies. Because the
what
bird
about-
people weren't that powerful to begin with, and they heard of the werewolf people, and they mated to save both their species, and they took, and somehow they mutated. I'm not really sure. They're kind of fucked up.
Sounds like
They went to the Middle East, and that's where they started.
terrorism.
What about Australia? What's going on there?
Australia, well, it's lizard people. It was ran by Britain. I don't know what your confusion's about.
Is there any possibility of another species of people coming from that asteroid or that planet? I mean,
None yet. But there's more and more reports of other asteroids containing no life forms from Planet X landing around us. I had seen there was one that showed some life form landed on Mars.
dog people.
No, they weren't sure. They couldn't really tell. We don't know yet.
Maybe
we
the
don't know
plant
yet.
people.
Yeah, maybe Egon the Living Planet. The worst Marvel
And
superhero.
you guys, come on, be serious now. Be serious.
I'd really appreciate it if you guys would take this serious.
I
Okay.
am taking it.
Yeah, me too. Why do you think I'm not laughing?
Like, this is, like, probably the truest thing we've ever done.
Yeah.
That is true.
We're getting the message out to the people. We need to get this on Fox News right now.
Fox News would probably be the ones to put this up, so we better contact them.
Hey, don't talk crap on Fox News.
They're coming after us.
We don't have to talk crap on them. They talk crap on themselves.
What was I gonna say? You guys remember werewolf cube people hybrid?
Uh-huh.
Was really just a freak of nature. I think there might have been like regular Earth like monkey in there.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Just whatever. And he was part of a sect that was going across, and they were planning on a full uproar against the lizard people and the noble white men. And
Oh,
luckily, one of the agents of the lizard people, man known as George Zimzam,
You can't from Zimzam. Yeah.
he was on top of this. It was his like first mission out as a lizard person. They said, "Hey, there's this guy making trouble. Go take him out." And he said, "Thank you. I'll do it with pleasure."
Thank
And
you, I'll do it.
yeah, because you see, the lizard people's main weakness is a combination of iced tea, Skittles, and like when they're warmed by body heat, so like a hoodie. And once like they can't do anything to you if you have those three things. But luckily, George Zimmerman was not the average lizard person, and he just shot him with a gun. And that did pretty much well. And yes.
So is that all?
And the lizard people have they're like starting to become divided once again.
Oh no.
There are the evil lizard people known as the Democrats and liberals.
Hey!
Hey, yeah, do that.
And they try to get the noble lizard person George Zimmerman arrested for some unknown reason, because you know who the real enemy is. Like that's that here. This is not really historical. This is just kind of my opinion on the matter. Democrat or Republican, we're all lizard people.
Yeah, you're right.
That's my
Man,
message. Lizard people, we all gotta get along. We gotta face the real enemy. This fucking werewolf bird hybrid people.
Yeah.
the damn terrorists.
No,
Gary
werewolf
Johnson.
bird hybrid people. Did you hear him?
thank
Gary
you,
Johnson,
Colton.
2016.
Thank you for listening.
Any-
This is us reporting out from Fox News.
This is
Jesus Christ.
LimeWire news.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do.
All right, so sending
Did
that
you
to Fox
record
News.
all of that?